Okay, guys, so Team Catalyst call today is April 13th, and I'm so very excited to be on this call. I will tell you that this has been probably the most stressful and most eye-opening week with coaching that I've had to date. It is my 15th, 16th month. And I have talked to numerous coaches this month who have been struggling. And I am at Success Club 5 on 2 of my accounts, and it makes no difference for me because my team is not solid right now. I feel overwhelmed in my own business, and I think it's important for me to share that with you guys because it is not easy. It's not easy. This business has ups and downs. Guys, if you can mute your phones if you're on the phone or you're on your computer, just
Melissa, you can mute everybody.
I will open it up for questions at the end, just so we don't have feedback. But
Melissa, you can mute everybody.
Well,
go to participants and then you can mute everybody.
All right.
That way you don't have to worry about people.
Got it. Okay. All right. So, but what I was saying is that if my team is not solid and I can feel that, then I feel like it brings me down because I just want everybody to be successful. Truly. Like, I never thought that coaching could be so rewarding, but it's not anything if I'm doing it alone. But in the same regard, I am really struggling with managing my time and managing the leadership training that I've been working with to help the team develop and still run my business. And today I was supposed to be unplugged when my husband got home, but my kids were gone. They both had play dates. And so I sat down and I said, I'm going to figure out how to record these Zooms and post them. That was my thing. Like, I could not figure it out. It was eating at me, and I've tried so many times. I can't tell you how many hours I have tried to figure out how to post a Zoom. And it's not about posting the Zoom, and it's not about the actual task at hand. It's the fact that I had to just suck it up and figure it out. This is an independent business. Nobody's going to come over to my house and show me how to post a Zoom, but I had to get it done. So I finally figured it out. And it's just about snapping out of that funk, finding a success partner, or talking to somebody new if your success partner is also struggling, finding a resource to help you get through it, because I remind myself every day that the only way to fail in this business is to quit, no matter what. There's no deadline in coaching. There's nobody telling you that you have to be at a certain rank by a certain week. That's all self-induced pressure. That's all self-motivation. So when you start to feel that funk, I have a lot of that going on right now, and I've just kind of recognized today that it's just fear. It's fear of failing as a coach. It's fear of failing as somebody who's trying to balance their time, and I don't have a boss. So I can't really let anybody down but myself, and I just want you guys to make sure that you remind yourselves of that too. GoPro is what I have been working on with personal development, and I'll tell you right now that GoPro is not what I need right now. GoPro is about the invite process, the following up process. If you're struggling with how to word invitations, if you're struggling with closing the deal, if you're struggling with inviting new people or something like that's GoPro. That's not what I'm struggling with right now. So I need to dive into some other form of personal development because, guys, I'll remind you, you don't have a coworker to come to your cubicle and tell you that you're doing a good job. You have to be your own cheerleader. You have to remember why you're here. So this is my first Zoom call from my office, which is ridiculous. And I just want everybody that wants that opportunity for themselves to have it, because I can walk in here and I can shut the door and I can focus my attention on what needs to be done. And I feel so much more organized already to just have a workspace. So if you don't have an office, but you can have a designated corner in your house to start working on those time management skills, because that's like one of the #1 failures of coaches is time management. I don't have time. It's not about having the time. It's about making the most of the time that you have, even if it's only 20 minutes a day or 30 minutes a day. If that's what you can devote to the business, just make sure it's productive. So I'm super excited. I know that some of you guys have been following along on Make the Changes event, and I did that. I invited my team onto it so you could see what's happening, because I actually created a Google document template, also something I learned this week. Had no idea what Google Docs really were or how they worked, but now I do. So I created a Google Doc template, and it has like 13 or 14 post ideas for an event. So show of hands, who runs an event every month to promote their challenge groups? Raise your hand. No hands? Tina, okay. So I'm not saying it's a must. I know there's a lot of people that run their business through their personal page right now, but it's a must if you're going to get out of your cold market. And we've been working in this leadership development training about the opportunities to take an event and make it so that it can feed your challenge group. So here is what my thought process is going to be. Every single month, I feel like coaches are struggling with balancing their time, figuring out when to time a challenge group, worried about running a challenge group by themselves. So I figure if I can create a Team Catalyst calendar every month and have everybody on the same page. So when we're bringing on new coaches, they're not feeling so overwhelmed. Guys, we are like a baby team. So if the first Monday of every month, we focus on everybody's going to be inviting to do sneak peeks of your current challenge group. This, and work on that week. The second Monday of every month will be a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday event. I'm going to give you the templates to work from. You will literally have to just tweak them to make them personalized, maybe record a couple videos, copy paste every month to share what is the 21-day fix, to give people information. Now, you can either do it on your like page so that you can promote the event, or you can do it on your personal page, or you can do it on both. Maybe, that's up to you depending on where you are in your business, but the event is intended to just simply educate people and engage them without making them feel like they have to join a private group, without making them feel that they have to have any strings attached, because it's just a public event. It's just informational, but there's a lot that goes behind the scenes. So just like anything else, you create the event, you invite through the event, but then you personally message each person that you're inviting and personally invite them to the event and see if it's something they're interested in learning about. It's going to be very easy to invite people to something free. It's much easier for them, and it's much easier for you to do that. So that's something that I'm working on. You guys can tag into that if you want. I think it would be very beneficial for us to start offering this type of calendar system as a team for new coaches so that they have a guideline to follow. And on our team calendar, it will tell you, this is what we're working on this week. We have those daily checklists, but I'd also like to incorporate that daily checklist on the side of the calendar. So you'll see the full month calendar, when the challenge groups are, what you should be doing each week, and then your daily checklist. Raise your hand if you think this will help you. Yes, most of you? Okay. So the Google Doc, I put it in. My personally sponsored coaches have a page, so I've let them kind of have early access to it to preview it. I'm going to put it in the team page after tonight. I wanted to explain it. It's going to need to be tweaked. You're going to have to do personalized videos or personalized posts for some of them. So do not just copy and paste as is. You have to read through it. So I tried to make it kind of bold where you're going to have to just insert a little snippet. I also want to launch a Team Catalyst coach sneak peek, which is crazy because when Sarah asked me to do the Team Legendary sneak peek, I was so nervous to be a part of that. But it really does give real people out there, the opportunity to see that coaches are just real people, all walks of life, and we're here to answer your questions. And it's more about educating and inspiring people on the opportunities with coaching than it is about this is what you're going to be able to get out of it. I don't want it to be all financial. I just want it to be real. What do you get from coaching? And maybe if you participate in this video process, this can be something that when you're having a day that you're struggling, that you can go back and remind yourself. This is kind of like your why video, but with the intent to inspire other people while reminding yourself why you're here, guys, because this was the first week where I literally was like, I don't know if this is for me. I'm scared. I like, it's a scary process, but you cannot fail unless you quit, bottom line. So continue to grow out of your cold market. If you're struggling with growing, out of your warm market, if you're struggling with your cold market, show of hands who listened to the National Wake Up Call this week. It was all about getting outside of your warm market. It was she did a fantastic job about sharing how she opens free groups every month, not Beachbody related, just something free. You have to be willing, and it doesn't have to take a lot of your time, guys. Those free groups, keep them small. Keep them to 5 or 10 people that is manageable, where you can build relationships. Your free groups do not have to have 40 people in them. Your free groups can be small, manageable, where you're building real connections, and they can be of any topic that you want. Like Eli doesn't sleep, so I could start a group about kids, and I've had so many conversations. There are so many kids his age, specifically boys, that don't sleep. And I could maybe think about having a group that might support me in what I'm struggling with and bounce ideas off of each other. I'm starting him on a new, I did something different with what we did with food last night and what we did with the TV and everything. So things that are really going on in my life, it's relationship builders. Of course, people are going to know I'm a coach, but this group is really just to kind of build my network, not sell something. If you are constantly feeling like you're trying to make a sale or nobody's buying anything from you, then you have to start from scratch. You have to identify why you're here, what you want to get out of this. In addition to a financial opportunity, why are you here? And if you can't identify that, that should be a self-check, because coaching is not for everybody. It really isn't. And if you know your upline is if you're constantly going to them saying this isn't for me, then maybe it really isn't for you. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's a decision that only you can make. And as a coach, if you find yourself investing more time into your challengers in the challenge groups than they're putting in, you know, we all have those people that don't log in every day, or they are logging their food, but they're completely off base, or they're not doing their workouts. If you are spending more time chasing people to do the work, they're eventually going to either quit or get themselves in check. You just want to make sure that you are not putting in more effort than they are. Your job as a coach is to inspire people to change, not to force them to change. So if it becomes exhausting, have an upfront conversation with somebody and say, listen, do you want to be here? Is this the opportunity that you want right now? Is this fitting into your life? Because I can't make anybody do this. And so I'm here to support you, but this is kind of my check. So don't be scared to do that too. You guys, your time is so valuable. Time in coaching is time away from your family. Time spent in coaching is time away from your friends. So make it time that's worthwhile, and don't overinvest in people that aren't open to the idea of changing their lives, even if it's not to purchase anything. If they're really trying and maybe they don't have the financial capability to purchase a challenge pack this month, but they're still really, really trying and they're awesome in challenge groups, continue to let them in. It's your business. So, okay, what's going on? Everybody's giggling. I'm not reading the, whoa, got it. I'm reading the feed. Oh my goodness, yeah. I closed my door. My kids and husband also talked to me. I don't know about the boob grabbing thing, but all right. So that is kind of all I wanted to share with you guys as far as warming up your cold market. Hang on, let's see. Tiffany's talking. All right. Oh boy, now I increased the screen. So I'm gonna you guys can unmute yourselves if you have questions, and I would like to hear what you're all working on as far as in your business. I know that Lindsay's at Success Club 6.
Wow.
I know that Jocelyn's at 6. I know that Tiffany's at 6. So I know there's goose eggs. Tabitha's at 4. Leslie's at 3, I think. I looked at these earlier. So guys, that I say these things to not only recognize the people that are finding success, but to show you and remind you that it is possible. I lost 4 coaches yesterday. 4. So I've been there. It's a roller coaster. Every time I get a coach cancellation, I get that pit in my stomach. And I not only get mine, I get all of yours. So I know exactly what's going on. And I can feel when the team is down. So what are we going to do about it, I guess, is the question. What are you most struggling with right now, and how can I help you? Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Okay. I have conversations going, and I kind of put this in the Push to Diamond group that we're in, but it really didn't get
United Legacy?
Yes.
Okay.
But I didn't get really too much feedback yet.
Okay.
But I'm struggling with keeping the conversation going. I mean, we obviously have a common bond that we started the conversation about, but keeping it going and then getting into the health and fitness aspect.
Okay.
Without being tacky, if
All
that
right.
makes sense.
Okay. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to mute everybody because now I'm hearing all different kinds of things, and Jocelyn, you can unmute, okay, when I do this. All right. So, as far as turning that conversation into health and fitness, at some point, it's just got to be, and this is where those free things come into play, those free events. Don't be scared to just say, hey, I know that, whatever your conversation is, find how Beachbody might be able to improve some part of their life. Like if you are having a conversation with a super busy mom or a super, brand new mom or whatever it is, hey, like I've been in your shoes. I know how busy it is. Just on a side note, I'm running a free fitness group. I don't know if you have any interest in trying some of these things that, I'm working with, or if you'd like to check them out for free. Like there's all these different opportunities, but I just remember being where you were, and it's just so nice to have this option. I'd love to share it with you. You kind of just have to spit it out. And again, free groups are the way to lead into that without it being salesy. So unmute yourself and tell me specifically what person you're talking about right now, because I know you have one in mind.
Me?
Yep.
A person that I'm talking to?
Yeah, are you talking to somebody right now?
Like right this very second? No.
No.
But,
like when you say you're having a hard time transitioning that conversation.
It's actually a guy. His name's Adam. That he reached out to me, and I have brought up the a free group, and it went mum. Like he never answered anything, and he was very into. He wanted to do 22-minute hardcore with him and his wife, and
Did you invite his wife into the group as well?
Yep, I did. And they're not newly married, but married a year. They don't have any children yet, but he's going on a cruise, and I was like, okay, let's let's start small, because he was really worried about the price and everything. And I said, let's hey, we got this free group going, and why don't you guys come in? And I haven't heard from him since, and I kind of feel silly, like did I say something wrong? So I'm going to reach out to him again. I gave him a couple days, and I'm going to reach out again and just say, hey, how's it going? Just wanted to say hi, touch base. I didn't mean to step on toes, kind of a thing. But
no, don't apologize.
Even say that. No.
Don't apologize.
Okay.
No, you didn't. You're just inviting him to try something that he was already talking about.
Okay.
No, I mean, just take ownership of it.
You never know, too. He may have read it and forgot to respond, and then it completely left his mind. So I keep stuff open for 2 days, and I've been talking to a new mom, and she just didn't message me back the other day. So I sent her back another message today because I figured she just read it and she didn't have time to get back to it, and then it totally left her mind. It's gone. It's not like Sarah Molnar talks about the story all the time where the tutu for Halloween. And if only that woman had gone back to her and told her and followed up with her and said, hey, are you still interested? Because she kept thinking about how interested she was. She just never thought about it at the time that she could write the woman back. So don't assume that they're not interested. Just assume that maybe they forgot.
Do you know, it's the same thing. Like, I've had this daddy and me dance invitation for Leah, a father-daughter dance. And every time I go to grab it to write the damn check, something happens, somebody yells, and I forget, and it's still sitting on my counter. But I want to buy the ticket. I just have to do it. So you have to follow up. Track 8 in GoPro on audio is the follow-up process.
Okay.
So listen to it and put it into practice, guys. If you're just listening to personal development and you're not taking notes and you're not writing down an invitation script and you're not writing down a follow-up script and you're not writing down how to close the sale, Tina just did in the chat box that she's struggling with actually getting people to commit. She's having conversation starters, but it's not going anywhere. So you have to learn to progress the conversation in a natural way and just keep inviting. You can't keep circling the same, say, 10 people. That's why they say invite, build your network of friendships. Guys, don't rely just on social media either. Like, talk to people in your community. Talk to people at sporting events. Wear your Beachbody gear to your kids' basketball games. I always have something Beachbody on my body at the hockey rinks. Always. I'm going to sponsor my son's hockey team. Never was I in a position to do that before, but now not only can I help my son's hockey team by sponsoring him financially, but it's going to get my name out there even more because it's going to be hung at the rink. Like, I'm going to be a bannered sponsor. So get out and do vendor events. Lynette, how did your vendor event go? I think we have like 4 minutes or so.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay. It went good. I actually had talked to the Zumba instructor, and she was extremely interested, and I gave her a sample of Shakeology, and I messaged her, friend requested her, she accepted it, messaged her, haven't heard anything back. So I was going to wait 2 days, and I'm going to message her tomorrow and ask her if she tried her Shakeology, and just see where it goes from there. I know that she is friends with a couple other Beachbody coaches, and read on her wall that somebody was like, hey, why don't you buy 22-minute hardcore through me? But I don't know if this person's like active or anything. So, and she said she wanted to coach. And I was like, come to me, come to me.
Well, that's where you get her into a coach sneak peek on our team. And this is why it's so critical, guys. You never know when we're going to have sneak peeks in there. If you're not constantly posting to the team page with positivity, it helps keep your spirit up. But when we're inviting people in to join us, if there's nobody posting in that page except me and it's all like business training, boring, like not inspiring. It's not. So you have to recognize those things that make you want to stick together and use the team. But keep going, Lynette. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Well, I asked her if I had permission to like drop her in the, I was going to put her in the legendary sneak peek so she could just watch the videos and stuff like that. And I don't know if that like scared her away, but I just wanted to give her some more information because we kind of got hustled out of the building since they were done doing Zumba. And
do you do voice messages?
My voice messages only go for 15 seconds.
Oh,
it's very bizarre.
Ours are a minute. Okay, because that's something that the way you just said it doesn't sound salesy or icky or pushy. You just want to share information. So
yeah, I mean, that's what I put when I wrote it to her. And like I said, I was just going to leave it for a couple days and then write her back again tomorrow just to see if she, had tried the Shakeology because she loves coffee, and I gave her a sample of chocolate because I had cups.
Yeah.
Whatever. And she liked that. So,
okay.
And then the It Works wraps, the husband was really interested for his wife that could use a little movement instead of some saran wrap.
Guys,
but I haven't heard anything from them. So
there's so many coaches in this business that quit. The person that I'll tell you, there's somebody that signed up with me today. I did the size video last night, and that was for my own sanity. And somebody ended up watching it, and that's why they signed up today. So sometimes you just have to be doing you, and that is enough for people to come and say, I can relate to that. Like when I have a shitty day, I want to know that somebody else is having a crappy day too. And she told me that she looked on other coaches' pages, some of the top coaches in the area, not Sarah, and said that all that she saw on their pages were oh, I've been on a cruise and blah, blah, blah. And she said it was never just real life, working out and not looking made up. And, you want your images to be clean. And I feel like I've been stressing about that lately too, is how do I have a more professional page? When the most common compliment I've gotten is, I came to you because you just look like a normal person. You're doing the dishes and you're doing the laundry and there's no staging and it is what it is. Your kids interrupt you and that's it. So just do what you do, but share it and make sure that you're talking to new people. Again, Tina, when I want to circle back to when you can't close the deal, sometimes people just aren't ready. And I don't follow up more than 3 times. If they're not continuing to engage, it's time to invite somebody else. So if you're struggling, there's something that I have not gone through and friended all of my husband's friends yet. It's been 1.5 years. I really should do that. That's on my to-do list. That's people that I could engage in. People from his office are watching me. It's kind of weird, but they're coming to him and they're asking him questions and they're signing up. They're not even my friends on Facebook because they're his friends. And if I tag him, so think about who you can start tagging in your life. Start tagging each other consistently and recognize your downline. Recognize your challengers. Recognize when Amanda kicks butt and loses 116 pounds, ridiculous, and has some other super exciting news going on. It's just, do you want to tell them or no? I think that'd be a fun way to end the call.
Okay, can you hear me?
This.
Yeah, okay. So, how last month I won the $500 daily winner for losing weight with the Beachbody Challenge? Yeah, okay. So I get entered in, so daily, so they take all the daily winners from the month and then they choose a monthly winner, and I was the monthly winner too.
So she won another?
I won another $1,000 on top of the 500.
And doesn't Corinne win money too? Yeah. I think Corinne is winning money too. So in one of the trainings that I did, they were talking about another way to earn money. It's when your challengers submit and your challengers win, you actually win. I think it's 25% of what your challenger wins.
50%.
Yeah, I got it.
50%.
500.
So Amanda, when you announce this on your page, could you please put it in Team Catalyst so we can not only comment but share it to encourage our challengers to enter the Beachbody Challenge? Because I'm doing an event, it's called I Made the Change, and it's for past challengers to share their transformations, and I'm going to be giving away a month's supply of Shakeology. I was going to be doing it at the end of this month, but I'm going to change it to the end of Summer Strong, and I'm going to let my people have a target to inspire them to keep going, because 60 days is a long time for a challenge group, and I am willing to put that in to help other people reach their goals and to find out maybe who else might be interested in Shakeology who's not doing it. I'm going to do 30 days free Beachbody on Demand for just attending the event and seeing what real people are doing. So if you guys want to participate in that, participate in it. Make it a big team event. It's something that you want to be tricky with co-leading events. Oh, look, I did schedule it for 40 minutes. This is one thing I will tell you. we had to co-lead this event that I did, this First Steps into Fitness. So it was me and 4 other coaches. Don't do that. It's way too hard to figure out who invited who's supposed to post at what time. Just use the Google Doc template and make your own event. And if you're going to share a challenge group, that's fine. But don't share an event. It gets too tricky. So that was something that was a learning curve for us. And also, apparently, everybody else posts their events on their personal page to get more exposure. I've only ever done it on Make the Change and then shared it. But it makes sense to make it public, so you could do both. So if you don't have a like page yet, you need a like page, Tabitha, right? You have, or do you have one? You do have one now? Unmute. Do you?
No, I have one. I just don't use it ever.
Okay. I remember you were saying something last week. It's if you listen, guys, a like page is like Melanie Mitro told it on one of her national wake up calls. She blogged for 9 months, got nothing from it. This is not about getting people to do stuff for you. This is about being willing to invest in it, using it as your personal development. Even if it's 1 post a day, you got to be consistent because your engagements, especially on Facebook, nobody's going to see them. You have to continue to post to your like page to even get viewed. So still working with audience targeting. I just stink at it. I'm not the person to go to. I have a call with Sarah to try and figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'm just boosting for $2 a day at this point and hoping to get some new traction on my like page. It's been very flat lately. So even myself, all struggles. I'm going through the same exact struggles, except I'm trying to manage 5 different business centers and help a team. So, it's just about balance. And I'll tell you, I'm right there doing the same daily vital behaviors you guys are doing. So any other questions? Because I want to wrap it up. I want to make sure. Yep, Jocelyn, go ahead.
Yes, just real quick about the like pages because we're on it. I cannot get anybody to accept the invites to come to my like page. So I agree with Tabitha, and I know that it's huge to have your like page, and I am so guilty with I more blog and do everything on my personal page because nobody accepts the invite. So right. I don't know where to go with that.
That one is tough. Marty and Tiffany did, they paid for, Tiffany, can you share what Marty did to get to a certain number of likes to get more views on his like page? Or
he paid like $25 and it got him like 1,000 likes or something, but they're random likes. They're not
likes of value, but
no, but once you hit 1,000 likes, Facebook thinks that you're important and starts showing your page to more people. So, I don't follow his like page anymore. He's not really using his like page, so I'm not really sure. But I know that my sewing page, once I hit 1,000 likes, I hit 1,000 likes in September. And it's not huge, but I'm up to like 1,300 now on my sewing page. And I don't advertise for my sewing. I'm not on the Facebook boards for it anymore. So that's like 300 organic likes that have just kind of come around. But what you need to be careful with your like page, because at some point you're going to run out of a warm market and you're going to need to grab from these people. So my warm market is tapped. So what I have to do every week is I do my ad, and the people that like my ad, I send them an invite and I send them all a friend request. So each one gets an invite and a friend request. And when they accept my friend request, that's when the conversations start. And I'll tell you now, the group that I'm running right now, I think I only have one person that I knew pre Beachbody that's in my group. And I have, I think, 12 people in that challenge group. So, and that's all from when I started back in August. So you need to just be consistent. Like Melissa and I say all the time, you have to be consistent, but you have to be willing to figure out a way to tap into a cold market, because your warm market's going to disappear at one point. And if you're not using your like page to kind of funnel people to your personal page, then you're going to dry up and you're not going to have anybody to talk to anymore.
Tina, do you feel like you're having a hard time getting out of your warm market now? Is this growing your cold market? Yeah. See, even now for me, I feel that way. Like my like page has been pretty stale for a long time. I've been around 1,800 likes, but for way too long, guys. You really should be climbing your like pages by 20 to 50 likes a week. And I know that sounds like a lot, but if this is why you have to be consistent on your like page. So from about 400 likes on, I stopped promoting my like page. So those are, you know, about 1,000 organic followers. A lot of them are coaches already. But guys, when coaches follow you, if coaches engage on your post, it just means more engagement for your post, which means it pops back into a feed. So having coaches follow you is not a bad thing. Any followers are good followers, to be honest. So think about different ways. Get on YouTube and look at different ways to grow your cold market. I'm doing the same thing. So I'm doing the national wake-up calls. I'm listening to different personal developments. I'm listening to different ways to grow my cold market, because that's what my business needs right now is cold market growth. So I'm definitely hitting a wall as far as I feel like not a lot's happening going on in conversations, but I either have to choose to move forward or not. And I choose to move forward, as hard as that is sometimes, because I know the end result. I know that I have the flexibility with my schedule, etc. So everybody has their own why. Show of hands, who's going to do a video for the Team Catalyst What is Coaching sneak peek? You don't have to. I just need a head count. Who's willing and wanting to do a video? Okay. Make your video 5 minutes or less. Make sure it's clear as far as lighting. Don't hold the camera. Don't have it here. Let's like have a clean cut look at what these videos are. Be a representation of the team. Like Corinne, you should definitely do a video like that. And Lynette, yes. But seriously, just be yourselves. Explain why you started coaching. I think that's a huge hurdle for everybody to get over, is just trying the product is an obstacle for people. What made you try the product, how you fit it into your life financially, and what you did with coaching, why you started coaching, the rewards that come from coaching, and maybe what your goals are with coaching. What level rank you are is great. It's not necessary. I didn't include my rank because you know what? Next week, my rank could drop. Like at any moment. My mom is so rocky, and if she falls, then I'm like a 1-star, but who cares? But I don't want to title, I don't like labels. I am going to talk to Sarah about the leadership ladder. Show of hands, do you know where you are on the leadership ladder? Leadership ladder will determine your income. If you don't know what the leadership ladder is, where to find it, or how to read it, you need to go into the back office and understand what leadership ladder is. It will tell you exactly how much you need to build your volume on your weak leg in order to cycle. It will tell you how many of your coaches are working the business by earning Success Club points. It will tell you how many team builders you have on your team. It will tell you your exact next benchmarks to grow your business and to grow your income. So if you don't understand leadership ladder, this is something that you need to put on your list of things to train yourself on, because everybody on this call knows what an emerald coach is. Everybody knows what a diamond coach is. You may not be there yet, but you know what it is. You may be there, but you might be struggling to hold on to it, but you know how to do it in the organization. You need to understand leadership ladder the same way. So that's kind of my, I'll leave you with that. Questions to the team page. I will post this video in Team Catalyst. Did anybody get a picture? I didn't. I don't have my camera. Oh, Jocelyn, everybody smile. And make sure you guys are tagging each other and having conversations that we would sometimes have in the team page. Have it out in an open forum, guys. Talk about coaching on your personal pages between each other. Just strike up. People are going to start to follow those conversations. Doesn't have to be about finances. Doesn't have to be about anything. It can be like, hey, Tabitha, do you have that 22-minute hardcore plan? I can't figure out how to space my food in a public setting. Just start people watching. So, all right.